Hi guys, today we are doing like a full mishmash of a video. Truly, it's gonna be very like fall and Halloween themed. I'm gonna show you a few things around my house, how I've kind of like how I always kind of decorate in a cozy way, but like how I like to decorate for fall, and then also the things that I put out for Halloween. Which I feel like the way that I decorate for Halloween is it's not a whole bunch of stuff. It's very easy. I can put it out like in 5 minutes. Actually, that's a lie. The web almost gave me fits. Like putting up that web this year, I don't know what it was in the foyer. It was so tangled. And I was just remembering like how easy it was last year and the years before. So I was like throwing it and stuff. Okay, but even those two big spiders, which I used to just have the one, they pack such a big punch. They're so easy to put up. And you just fold up their legs and you just put, so I'm just saying I don't have like tons and tons of stored Halloween things. It's not a ton of tchotchkes, but the few things that I have really do make a cute, big impact. And I don't know, I just think it's kind of fun to look around. And we're gonna break down fall candles, okay? Follow me. We're gonna break down Uggs. And I'm going to just talk about all the things, you guys. And a bag that I've been carrying lately, which I don't know if I've done this video on this bag, but this is like, we'll get there, okay? It's just something I brought in here because I had something in it, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna talk about this because it's kind of a funny story, okay? So I feel like so much has happened. The last video that I posted was filmed like pre a lot of things that I could talk about, like with the LTK Awards and just so many things. And in this week's podcast, I know so many of you guys, I won't say most of you guys, if you're watching this, a lot of you guys listen to the podcast. I really broke down the details, the deep nitty gritty of like everything that happened last week. This last week has felt, honestly, especially these last couple weeks, but like Waylon with so many big shifts and things that have changed, like it's felt like a year has gone by. It feels like in some ways just yesterday, and then some things feel like a lifetime ago. And I broke down what happened with the trip. I broke down the details, the conversations, the everything that went on. And, you know I did a little bit, I explained a little bit of what happened on my Instagram stories about not going and what happened with that. And I mean, it was just kind of crazy how it all, and not crazy at the same time, how it all worked out and how everything happened. And we really broke down the awards and just my feelings, and I am just incredibly honored and excited, and it means a lot to me. It does. It means a lot to me to have won, not because, and I know we've talked about this a lot, and I know you guys are going to know what I'm saying. It's not because of an award. I'm not like a person that looks for validation or, oh, I need to have this many people watch. I need to be the best at this or be awarded this, or I don't care about that. I am so emotional and like so honored by it because of what it means. This community that we've built, it was truly based on votes. It was truly based on like, and within the company, like something real and things that not that I even want people to know that, but things that people don't see, things that people just judge by, oh, you get this many views and this person gets this many views, and not that you should even be judging or ranking or looking at things like that. But over the years, I think there's been a lot of like, well, if this looks like this, it must be, they must be doing something great, or if, I don't know, it's just hard to explain. But what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is it means a lot to our community. Friends that I talked to that were like, yeah, this is for like OGs, okay? Like this is great. Like this is, I feel like we won it together. Not that any of you care, or I know you care because you guys are watching and we're supportive of each other and I care so much about you all, but it just means so much to me. And I thank each and every one of you who voted. They're sending me my award, so I'm really excited, and I'll show you guys when I get it. And then I have a post on Instagram where I showed, they let me participate virtually, which was so incredible. So I did kind of share some of that, and we, again, got a lot more in depth on that. And I was talking, Brad talked a lot about some things that went on too, on the podcast. And I just feel so incredibly honored after, and I know I always say 15 years, but it means a lot to me. That is special. That Just like you would say, oh, I've been married for this long, or I'm proud of this relationship. I'm proud that we have had this community this long. And I will keep saying that. I think it's wonderful. And I just love you guys so much. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting me. So before we get started, let's address the onesie of it all, okay? So I bought this onesie, this exact brand. There are many now, well, currently there's many to be found like on Amazon, and they're not all created equal, okay? This is the exact one. Actually, it's the exact one, but I ordered another one. That's how much I love my one, and I have worn it just nonstop. I bought it, I think maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. I want to say 5 years, because last year I remember I looked it up and I was like trying to see like how long I had worn it. And I remember when I got it years ago, it was hard to find, right? And it was like the only one that I could find. Now there's a bunch of different ones. Some of them are made pretty cheap, but this one is very soft. The fit is really good. And I mean, they're about $50. I mean, they've really kind of gone up, and they're very impressed with these skeleton onesies. I feel very svelte. No, I'm kidding. Because I'm straight up a skeleton. No, I'm kidding. Let me tell you though, this is just the best. And some years I have made the mistake of saying like, oh, I'll just wear it on Halloween. Or a couple years ago, I really leaned into just wearing it like the whole month of October everywhere. And I loved it, and it was like the best ever. So I'm doing that again. And I wanted to share it with you guys early in the month so that you could get it. Because I remember last year when I linked to it finally, I think like around maybe a week before Halloween, they were just none to be found. So if you want to get it, I would get it. I will link to the exact one. Again, like I said, this one is just made so nicely. It's got a hood. I'm sitting down, so it's kind of, I wear a medium in it. But it's cozy and soft, and just nothing better. And y'all know I'm not a big Halloween. Am I? Okay, I was just saying, I'm not a big Halloween costume person. And you know why? It's because years ago, Instagram ruined us, okay? Because I've considered myself to be kind of cute for Halloween over the years. And yeah, I'll do a little costume here and there. I'll do something. But then just the sheer magnitude. And even I would say like Halloween decorations. What? And I would decorate. I'm going to show you literally how I decorate. But the magnitude and the insanity and the sheer, it's beautiful. Okay, I'm not judging it. I mean, fully probably. I'm not judging. I'm just saying, okay? The insanity that is Halloween on Instagram. Would any of these people be dressing up in this way or decorating their home if they didn't have an Instagram account to like take a photo of? And I thought about that a couple years ago. I was like, you know, I loved buying all those big heirloom pumpkins. I would put them all out. But then it's like, at the end of they're heavy. They're so expensive. You're not doing a flipping thing with them, okay? Don't kid yourself. If it's sitting on your porch for upwards of like a month and a half, like, you know, I mean, fully people are like decorated with these real pumpkins already. Like, what are you going to actually do with that pumpkin? I'm going to buy my one grocery store or nice pumpkin patch pumpkin that I let my kid pick out, you know, a big orange one. We'll sit on the porch for a couple weeks and we'll carve it before Halloween, you know. But I'm just done with that giant display. Next year though, fully, I might have 14 mums on my porch and like upwards of 80 heirloom pumpkins, but the disposing of them, oh my gosh, it's a whole thing. I'm pretty sure we have like a pumpkin patch if you went deep in our backyard in the woods, like, because Brad just chucks them every year. I had a friend of mine that did that, and she had a legit pumpkin patch that she discovered like a year later. So what I'm getting at, and I'll show you what I did, and it's kind of the same thing that I did last year. Like I said, I embrace a few natural pumpkins that I get with my kid, like a cute orange one or whatever, but the decorative ones, I have really found some good fakes, and I'm going to see if I can find some similar to link to, because these are ones that I found like in person at stores. But nothing could be easier. You know, I put them out there. It's fine. Buy a few grocery store mums and call it a day. But yeah, I'm kind of all about that. I like decorating my porch. It's cute. But you know, like I said, the things I put around the house are simple, but they're good. And the costumes of it all, I love it. I love dressing up with your family. I think it's so cute. And I've never felt the pressure of like, oh, we have to do a family costume because what's it going to be this year? I just never put that pressure on myself. And y'all just are like, well, Tiffany's going to be a skeleton again this year. Livy was like, Mom, are you going to be a skeleton? I'm like, of course, I'm the skeleton. This is my Halloween costume. Hello?
Hey!
Hey!
Do you want any sushi?
Ooh, what does it look like? Does it look good?
Well, we're on a different Dairy Queen, but we're calling to see if you want anything to eat.
Well, were y'all planning on going to the grocery store?
If you wanted food,
Oh my god, you're so sweet.
we'll
I
get you.
really
Grab
like,
you some sushi.
oh, y'all are so sweet. I really like that bowl that has
Alright,
the
the bowl with all the
salmon.
mess, with the mess in there, the mess bowl.
Yeah, give me the mess bowl.
Mess bowl with salmon, Liv.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, good. You don't have that, what's your backup choice?
Just something that doesn't have a lot of rice.
Okay, no rice, messy salmon bowl.
Or just like a thing of fried chicken.
Well, thank you for... I'll see what they got.
Okay.
Alright,
Love you so, love you so much.
Alright,
Love you. Bye. Okay. Brian, let me call me. They were picking up lunch to see if I wanted anything. Okay. So my point is, like, do what you do. If you're one of those people that embraces Halloween and you want a different costume, like every single month, I love that every single week. But I guess I'm just saying this because if you're new here or if you're old here or whatever, I gotta lay out the vibe I feel of what my vibe is before we get into this, so that you understand it, okay? Because I'd rather spend like $50 on this that I'm gonna have for a very long time, and just wear it all month. And I always feel so good in this when I'm walking around. I don't know what it is. This is one of those like outfits that I put on, and I think I said this last year and the year before. This is truly like maybe my favorite outfit I own. I feel like $1 million in this, okay? And I'm not kidding. Okay, let's go around the house first because I think you guys, you know, I mean, I don't want to save that till the end, and then we'll go through. I'll like show you guys the ranking and we'll dive way too deep into fall candles, okay? We're gonna talk about the Uggs. I'm gonna kind of like rank the Uggs, and then we'll talk about the bag that I've been carrying lately last. Okay, so let's talk about what you can see in here. So this is like our front living room, and then the dining room connects, the foyer, and then we've got our family room. Family room I don't have a whole lot in. Do I have anything in there? Let's just start there. So I did have to get a new fireplace screen this year. This one I have wanted for years. I've seen it on like TV on different things. I've seen it like, you know, just advertised like in stores that I like. And I think I ended up ordering it from Wayfair. I'll link to the one that I got. But, you know, I thought it just looked, to me, wintry and branchy and also kind of fall-y, but kind of spooky. Like when the fire's on, we need to clean the fire. I haven't started the fire yet this year because we need to kind of like do some maintenance stuff with it. But I just feel like it's going to be beautiful. But the reason I swapped it out, y'all know I have that beautiful glass one that's always up. That thing weighs probably like 150 pounds. That thing is so heavy, okay? And it's beautiful. But we discovered a couple years ago when we turned the fireplace on, because we run it a lot, like in the fall and the winter, even just for like ambiance or whatever, the flames would flame out. It would flame out weird because it didn't get enough oxygen, you know, like there wasn't enough, because it's just a solid piece of glass, and it was getting a little up top, but the fire was like bursting through, like it would jut through, okay? So gotta be careful with those if you're actually using your fireplace. So I like to leave that one up in the spring and summer because I'm like, I paid too much for this thing. I'd already had it for like a year before I even discovered that it was like making the fireplace flame up. So I thought, okay, well then in the fall and the winter months when I'm actually going to use it, I'll replace it with something that's breathable. And so I'd been doing that over the last couple years. I would always replace it with that gold one, which was really pretty. And then we stick it in the attic. And this year it did something weird. It like oxidized and it had like some spots on it. And I was like, okay, whatever. I'm going to get the one that I want. So I really like that. And then I have my little Alabama pumpkin, which I used to keep on the porch. Sometimes I might throw it out on the porch. I don't do the leaves on the mantle. So, you know, I don't have a time. I have my marshmallow fireside candle. This is a very lived-in living room, okay? People think like your house is very like, oh, your house is always clean. It's not. That family room hides so much mess because the credenza and the thing is behind it. Like you don't actually see the mess until you get in there. It's always a hot mess. You got like a tumble mat on the floor. There's a kid's pool table in the corner, toys everywhere. But we enjoy it, okay? Games all over the bookshelves. But this marshmallow fireside candle is one of my favorites. And we'll kind of get into that. We talk about candles, but that one is always in there. I like that scent. It's not really a holiday scent for me. I really stock up on those during, during the whole year because I love that one all the time, but it does smell nice. So that's all that's going on in there, okay? So I just kind of wanted to get that out of the way. The foyer, I think, is the most fun. So let's do that. Okay, because that's like the first real spot. So yeah, I bought another spider this year. Those are really inexpensive for like the punch that they give. I was actually gonna put it on my porch, but then didn't really want to put it out. I thought it would be cuter in there. I don't know. I didn't really want to figure out how to rig that up because it's so easy just to wrap one leg around a spindle. You don't have to like secure them anyway crazy. They stay up, and then just get like a stretchy spider web. As I said, mine has kind of, I think, seen better days, especially like where I've tied it a million times. I had to cut it so much. I think next year I'm gonna have to like order a new one, and I'll link to one that's like, you know, like stretchy ones you can find, and to those spiders. The first big spider I got from Pier 1 maybe like 10 years ago, which that's like long gone, but the other one is really similar, and I'll link to where the exact ones. So I think that's such like a big moment, you know, it's really fun. And then I was saying next year I might even add like one come and like hang it from the chandelier, like just a big one. I think that would be kind of fun. So I might do that next year. And that's what I'm saying. Like I like to kind of keep things similar, but then change it up a little every year. I don't like to just put something out like, okay, that goes there every year. That goes. I kind of like to just really enjoy the process of the decorating for the holidays, which, you know, you might have the same exact things. And my goal this year for Christmas is to not buy anything new. And I've done that over the years, and the house looks totally different every year. So I'm so excited to share that too. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for Christmas. Okay, so what else? On the table, I have this little haunted house. This isn't a real candle in it. I'm always kind of careful about that, especially with like the web above it and stuff. It's just a little, you know, flameless candle. And this is from Bath and Body Works, like around 2010. I think it had a year on the bottom of it. I so miss when Bath and Body Works used to do these nice collections every year of like beautiful ceramic homes and like the little accessories they would do. When I found that one in the basement, because I had not used that in years, there were two more that were like holiday ones that I had forgotten about. So I'm going to use those this year too. And, you know, it was, what company was that? It's like Slatkin or something, which is a legit company that like still makes stuff like that. But Bath and Body Works would always like work with them. The sticker on the bottom of the box of that haunted house, I think says like $28. I was I was gonna say flabbergasted, but then I was like, do I say that? I was flabbergasted. That's literally the only word, flabbergasted. Probably never said that word in a video before. By what I saw this year on the Bath and Body Works website, when I was like, well, do they have any like cutesy little things like that? Yes, they have like, you know, they've leaned very cartoony the last several years, which is fine, okay? And Halloween should be fun or whatever, but I'm sick of all the hot pink and the purple and the, like, we'll get to my purple lights in a minute, don't be alarmed. You know, it's just, like, I want something that looks spooky, but not everything needs to be neon pink and purple that goes with that. And some of their things are a little, like, And they had a house on their website that looked like that, but not good. Like, it was, like, crazy cartoony, all that mess, and it was, like, $200 and something. Okay. Bath and Body Works. Like, Bath and Body Works has improved so many things, but their accessories suck. Like, the wallflower plugins are cute, but I don't use those anymore. I use the Puras primarily, so I don't really get to have fun with that. But, you know, come out with some nice things. Although I did get a really nice little pumpkin candle holder this year, which we'll head to the kitchen. I'll show you that. They had these last year too. I remember my friend Jen got one of these last year and I really wanted it. And then when I went to get it, they didn't have it. So this year, I made Brad go get it for me. I was like, hey, go see if they have that. And he brought me back like some fun candles and stuff too. So I love that. It is such a beautiful candle holder. And, you know, I don't go too nuts in the kitchen. I did put out a few little cutesy things. This pumpkin little pot that I'll talk about, and then this pumpkin that was my grandma's. So let's talk about this. I think that, I mean, what am I going to say about this? This is from my grandma's. It was always at her house. It's nostalgic. She gave it to me, I think, when we moved into our first house, because this was just something that she always set out at Halloween. And you know, your parents or your grandparents or whatever always have, like, you know, every Christmas, every Thanksgiving, every whatever, they put out just, they have like a few little items that you just remember. And that's kind of what I want my house to be for my kid one day, you know, or just for my family, you know, to think about these special little things or just a few little things that are nice, you know. And so anyways, I think it's just so pretty in the kitchen. It's just a little carved wood pumpkin, just special. So I think little special things like that. And there's this little light up haunted house that I was obsessed with my whole life, my mom had. It kind of looks like the one in my foyer, but it like lights up all different colors. And I'm going to meet up with my mom later this week. She said she was going to actually give that to me. So I'll show that on Instagram when I get it. But If you guys caught my stories the other day, I did like a whole home goods haul. Like me and Livy went. So follow me on Instagram. I mean, I'm sure you do if you don't, but you know, if you're watching this, I mean, I'm sure you probably do, but you know, I'll do things like that. And I showed you guys so many great things that I got at Home Goods, and one being this. Now, Le Creuset has that giant pumpkin and crock or Dutch oven that's like hundreds of dollars, okay? And then they have the little ones that are still very expensive. I really just wanted one that was cute, and I don't want to spend that kind of money for a Dutch oven that I'm only going to use 1 month out of the year. And I just want it to look cute and to have like something that I can like serve in and that doesn't weigh 50 pounds when I store it. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not going to keep this in my kitchen all year. I'm going to store it with my holiday stuff. So this is so cute, and I actually leave it sitting on my stovetop, which I think is super cute. It's not like it's something that you could cook with. You know, it's something that, let's see, what does it say? Dishwasher safe and microwave safe, but you don't put it in the oven. It's not like cookware. It was like $24.99. So they had a bunch of these. I probably saw like 15 of them in the store that day. So maybe head to Home Goods and like find something like that. If you're kind of like obsessed with that Le Creuset pumpkin pot like I was, but you're also like within your own head, like, come on, like, let's get real. You know what I'm saying? Like, for just 2 seconds, like, let's get real. You know what I mean? It just didn't make any sense. Like, if I'm gonna make something in a Dutch oven around the holidays, like, I'll just make it in one of my, you know, the two that I have that I love. Like, I don't need a bunch of different ones. Like, I'll make it in that, and then I'll put something else in this. Do you know what I mean? But I thought it would be so cute to serve things in. But it's just very cute on the stovetop. I was gonna say, this is terrible, but I know someone who spent a lot on, like, a Le Creuset Dutch oven. They've had it for years, and every time I see it, I'm like, how are you feeling? Like, the sticker's still on. Do you know what I mean? Like, why did you spend that much money on that just to sit on your oven? Or on, you know what I'm saying? Come on. Which is fine, no judgment. Like, I buy some stupid shit too, but, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to use it. And speaking of, I have been dying, especially now that, like, you know, it's cooler out and, I don't know, you know, the whole, like, fall vibes. I'm dying to make some of, like, my favorite things that I know a lot of good recipes for, like, soups or like stews or something like that, and I just don't make a lot of that during like the summer and spring. I'm saving all that for when it gets cozy. And do you guys remember last year I shared that recipe, I believe on Instagram, for a couple of different soups, for the tomato bisque that is like the best ever. But even better than that is this carrot leek soup. Now you may think, oh, like, I'm not a huge, it's so good. If you like fall, kind of like butternut squash, you know, like, what is it called? Like, you know, like that kind of soup, or butternut squash, butternut soup, you know what I'm talking about. Or just anything like that, I'm telling you, this carrot leek soup is the most satisfying, it's the best, and it's perfect for like a holiday get together, like for whether it's Christmas or Thanksgiving. And I did a whole post about it last year on my Instagram. I'm thinking, so my Dutch oven reminded me of that because I make it in there. Maybe I should do a video on that because it's a recipe that I like. So you can find like carrot leek soup recipes, and I've always had this one that's like in my little thing, and then I didn't have like half the ingredients, and I thought, well, it needs this or it doesn't need that, or I don't want to add that, so I kind of made my own recipe, not just like adding one thing or changing something. It truly is like a unique recipe. I've never tasted anything like it. It's so good. So I think I might I hate to like overpromise and underdeliver, but I might do that soon. Okay, don't get too excited. But I think I might do that. I think that would be really good. So, what else? Yeah, I might make that soup sometime, like in a video. We'll do like a cooking video. And again, I always preface that by saying I'm like not a chef, but neither are most people. That, whatever. Okay. Let's go. Okay, so moving on. In this room, in the dining room, I kept it pretty simple. I ordered these lights. I was honestly going to put them on the porch, and then when I brought them in, I thought they're so cute. They're indoor-outdoor. They're LED. They have so many different, like, settings. You can do a lot of different things with them. Just make them orange only. Just make them purple only. Make them flash. Make them fade. Make them solid. Whatever. But I thought to myself, like, wouldn't it be cute to have, like, some kind of, like, garland or Halloween garland? Well, I don't have anything like that. So I just kind of wadded up the things, and it honestly looks really cute, and even when it's off, it's really cute. And then I put up these plates that I got from Pottery Barn upwards of like 10 years ago, so those are long gone, but they're very, very cute plates. I feel like Pottery Barn has kind of changed its vibe lately. Like, they're getting some cuter things. All those Halloween pillows and all that stuff was so tempting to me, but I'm like, no. What else? Oh, I put out some like candy corn, you know, just like some basic stuff. And then a cute little Halloween candle, which I thought this candle from Bath & Body Works was so cute. Although I'm not a big like single wick fan from Bath & Body Works. I need the triple, the 3-wick. I wish they would have put that skeleton print on a 3-wick, okay? And then let's just be real. This is what the dining room looks like. Our dining room table, like I have not had like a centerpiece. I just don't do that because we truly over the last year have started committing to like, not committing, but like we use this room, you know, it's become like a craft room. Olivia and I always have like some kind of diamond dots going. We're about to start in this little Christmas house. I think it's gonna be so cute. I'm gonna get like some little beautiful little like maybe acrylic frame or something, like just have it to be like a cute little or Christmas decoration that we can always put out. And then we always have a puzzle going, and Brad loves doing that too. We sit in there, it's relaxing. The other day me and Livy put on Hocus Pocus 2, which let's talk about Hocus Pocus 2 for 30 minutes. We'll get to that in a second. Like while we were crafting, you know, like we put it on like a big iPad and watched it, and it was just so much fun, and it's cozy. And the puzzle that we're doing right now is really fun. It's like a fall scene, and we just finished one that was more like Paris, and so, I don't know, it's just fun. Okay, and then I've got like some Christmas ones to do. But you guys, this is the key. I learned about this, which I know this is not some like groundbreaking thing, but I saw my friend Brianna Fox on Instagram had a cute puzzle board, and I thought, oh, I need one of those. Like, it's such a basic, like, kind of not old-timey thing, but like it's a thing, like, you know, that you've seen maybe at your grandparents' house or something. And I just have never thought to get one, and I thought I need one because if we were going to use the dining room table, or like when it does come time to like have people over do something, like I want to be able to move that. It has little drawers, so I'll link to the one that I got because there was a ton of different ones. I don't know if I got the exact one that she got, but I do like this one. So I like it. It's so fun. So that's what's going on in there. I haven't really done much with my bar cart or anything. There's a legit Christmas tree on there, but the bar cart just collects junk, honestly. It's not even like styled that cute right now. Let's talk about this, okay? This room, so basic, so simple. I got that little ghost pillow. He is just basic, cute, and expensive. And I said like on Instagram, like he's kind of like doing the least. He's just like, hey, but he's so cute. He kind of like does the most for the whole room. And then I put out a cute little candle over there in a like this pretty iridescent skull that lights up. It's so cute. It's like an LED, you know, it's like battery, so you don't have to plug it in or anything, which is nice. And then that brings me to, I'm trying to think anything else anywhere else that's Halloween. Not really. But when you talk about fall stuff, even if you don't have these things that look like ghosts or skulls or whatever, I think the whole vibe for me is about coziness. You see, like in my foyer I have those pampas sticks or pampas grass, whatever, and I put those out maybe last year or a few years ago, and I just didn't take them back up during spring or summer because I think my house is so cozy anyways with texture. You can have you know, it doesn't matter what colors you decorate with, it doesn't matter what your style is, as long as the objects themselves and the items actually have good texture. That's why people are so drawn to all this boucle stuff. It's not a trend, it's not a thing, like it is a trend in that companies are doing it, but being drawn to textural things, being like pleased by that, like in a decorative way, is not a trend. That's just like your body, that's just like human nature, you know? So you can have like the plainest stuff and just have like a few things that are very textural, or mix like some natural elements with like some wood, or have like some warmth and some cool, do you know what I'm saying? Hard and soft, like different, whatever. But people usually like put out, you know, cozy throws. I always have this one. It kind of is very similar to these, but these are just my favorite. I have them in a couple different colors. I have one on our swing outside. I have 2 of these. So you can just wash it, and it's under a porch, but you know what I mean. It's just cozy, but I will link to that. Those are the best throws. They're so cozy. That pampas wreath, I used to hang it over that piece of art, and it's kind of a pain, and then you know what, and it would just fall down all the time because I literally didn't have it up there very well. And then one year, like, it didn't fall off, so I just kept it up year round, I think. But this year, I think I stored it at the end of the season because it just fell off and rolled across the floor, and I was like, okay, bye. But I hung it on our back door, which I think is super cute. And I'm trying to think of anything else textural. I feel like my house kind of naturally has some things like that anyways. So I'm trying to think of anything else that's really, you know, maybe some things that you don't think of. Like, you know, I've got some, I mean, I don't know if we're going to talk about the basement, but, you know, like I have some, like those grapevines that are so pretty, and those kind of always are out all the time. But I think things like that are so beautiful for fall and winter. Put like a few of those pieces out here and there, and just some natural elements I think are really nice for fall. If you're not like going the route of, oh, I want to put skulls and spooky stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? So, okay, there's that. All right, so quickly before we talk about the Uggs, because I do want to like get into all of this. Okay, so Hocus Pocus 2 was so good. Hocus Pocus, the first one came out when I was actually Olivia's age, maybe just like a year older. I think I was in 3rd grade, right? Yeah. And, you know, now it's like the second one's coming out 29 years later, like when she's that age. I just think it's cool. And she really likes the first one a lot. And I think back to seeing the first one, and I liked it as a kid, but I think this whole like resurgence of like, you know, people that watch something as a kid or whatever, and then it's like this big deal. It's this big like cult following thing. The nostalgia has a lot to do with that, right? Not that it's not a great movie, but like if you just saw that movie now with like, if like Hocus Pocus 1 came out now, you'd be like, this is good. But it wouldn't be like, you know, like we all feel about Hocus Pocus 1. So good, okay? And just like iconic. Like the cast, like, oh my gosh, like nothing better. Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, such a perfect, okay, whatever. So when I heard the second one was coming out, this was like a year ago, whatever, I was very like, ooh, okay, very excited, obviously. But I'm like, how are they gonna do this? When I saw the trailer, because Livy's obsessed with it, okay? I remember one morning when she knew that the trailer was gonna come out, because she loves the first one. This was a long time ago. She, like, before I woke up, she had, like, gotten on her iPad, like, on the cable app and had, like, watched it. And I remember she told me, like, she came and woke me and she's like, I watched the Hocus Pocus 2 trailer. And I'm like, you know, she doesn't really get scared of anything, but I'm like, is this going to be something that's not as light and fluffy as the first one? Was the first one even that light and fluffy? Like, I don't know. Kind of disturbing. But I'm like, oh, okay. And she, like, loved it. And when I watched it and it was showing, like, the teenagers and it looked scary, and I thought, this looks kind of like The Craft-ish, which, very good movie. Okay, don't show your kids that, but amazing, okay? Halloween movies, nothing better. But I was like, okay, she's into it, whatever. And I just thought, I hope it's still, like, kitty and light and fluffy, because the trailer didn't really look like that. And so anyways, we watched it a couple days ago, and Livy's like, Mom, this is my new favorite movie. Like, I'll be honest, I was skeptical, as we all were. And I've heard people that really didn't like it. It's a flippin' movie about witches. It's Hocus Pocus. Again, the cast is like iconic. They had so many like cute callbacks to like the first one. Not everything made sense. You're like, wait, why are they saying these phrases? Why is this witch yelling cowabunga when like, you know, referencing what, the Ninja Turtles, when she doesn't even know anything about like, you know, the doors at Walgreens like tripped them up, which that was flippin' hilarious when they went to Walgreens. Loved that. Okay. And some people didn't like that. I'm like, what do you want? Like, this is a movie about, okay, and again, like, don't pick apart everything of, well, how is this? You know, how did they not know about that? They're witches, they're flying. And, you know, but then they're not fazed about, like, standing on the Roomba. The Roombas were so funny. Okay, that was really funny. I really enjoyed it. The teenagers that were in it were just right. Like, it wasn't too, like, but it still felt like kid and fun and light and fun. I liked the scene at the beginning where they went back when the witches were kids. I thought it was perfect. I thought it was great. Like, I really, really liked it. The music was a little cringy. Kind of pissed that they didn't put the I Put a Spell on You, which that is very disturbing. That's like one of the best Halloween songs of all time. You can find it nowhere. Like, that song is so hard to find. But I'm like, dang, I wish they would have done something with that. But maybe that's whoever owns the rights to that song, which you'd think it would be Disney. I don't know, but not, because you can't flip and find it anywhere. Someone's like really killing it, like holding on to that tight, okay? But it was so good. I really did like it. And I don't know. Okay, so anyways, watch that. But okay, let's get into it. So with the candles, I'm not gonna talk about this much. I will talk about one that's in here, the Nest candles. I really love the holiday scent. Nothing smells better than Nest Holiday. And this one called, what's it called? It's the Autumn Plum, I believe. Autumn Plum is so amazing. Now, the thing with Nest candles you have to be really careful with, if you let them burn even just a couple hours, like, you know, a lot of candles say don't burn more than 4 hours, and you're like, okay. And then every now and then, like, you know, you'll trim the wicks or whatever, which is really important. But like with those candles, the Nest Holiday and the Cashmere Plum, no, it's not Cashmere Plum. What's it called? Autumn Plum. And I think most Nest candles in general, they can get very, like, after maybe they're down about halfway, they start just smelling like soot. Like the wick actually bleeds into the wax. And that's tricky because it doesn't matter about trimming it. It's like if it's burned more than like a couple hours, the actual wax melts away the wick. And you'll notice, like, if it's a light colored wax, which you don't notice it as much with the plum one because it's such dark wax, but with the holiday you can, you'll see that it's starting, like, the wax is turning gray, or even around the wick. It's just, that bothers me. Ugh, but the scents are so good. I don't even know if I'm gonna buy the holiday candle this year because that really does bug the crap out of me, but I had to get that one because I really love it, even if it only smells good for like the first half. But I always just say there's nothing that beats the leaves, and they always look different. I really like it when they just do these basic ones, like my white pumpkin one over there, I really like, kind of looks like that. But a lot of times when they try to do like a decorative like wrap on the thing, it just doesn't look good. But I really thought this one was pretty. These are the latest ones, I think, the latest leaves ones. And I always buy several before the season because it's like, I don't even really like to mix or say, oh, I'm going to burn the one called like the Perfect Autumn, or what are the other Bath and Body Works autumn scents. I don't know. I did get a few different ones this year. I liked them okay, but I just always go back to the leaves. So nothing is better than the leaves and the Marshmallow Fireside, and then just the fresh balsam for... This is just so good because it has like an it smells like cinnamon, apple, clove. It's just so good, and it's such a nostalgic scent. And I guess like for you, a different one is gonna smell like that to you, but just this reminds me of like football, of like Brad and I's first house, and just the cozy feeling. And I just get so excited every year to light these. So the leaves you cannot beat. And then I do, you know, talking about like pumpkin candles, I usually don't like things that have like a lot of a mapley scent, so I think they kill it a lot with a lot of these that are like the pumpkin pecan waffles and the this and the that. They just end up smelling like maple syrup, and I just gag. Like, that does not smell good to me. But I love a pumpkin scent if it's like a sharp pumpkin scent, like a fresh pumpkin mixed with cinnamon or something. And I really like this one. This one is pumpkin carving. This one smells good because it's sweet, but it has that cinnamon kick, so it doesn't taste, or it doesn't smell like syrup. And then the white pumpkin is good too. It's just like a kind of a clean pumpkin scent that's a little sweet. I like that. Okay, so that's that with the candles. Oh, also, this is one from last year, and I saw that they had them again this year. It's called Welcome Home. And again, for someone that's like, oh, I don't want it to smell too syrupy, whatever, it's not that. It smells like straight up buttered toast. Like the butteriest, I know you're like, what? Cinnamon, so it says cinnamon sugar. Oh my gosh. It says warm apple butter. That's what it smells like if you put apple butter on buttered toast. Apple butter. That's what they should have just called it, as apple butter. A lot of people smell this and like, what the hell is that smell? It smells good. But it's a beautiful candle, and I have a couple of them. Someday I'm going to show you like my little candle, my shameful candle storage situation I've got. We'll get there one of these days. Let's talk about the bag last. Let's talk about some Uggs. So Uggs are so funny because, you know, they've had their years, right? Every year people, and this was not a popular thing. 10 years ago when I would like post about people, don't do that, you know, whatever. They had their moment like in the early 2000s. I remember like my mom when I was maybe like 15 or 14 taking me, and I think this was the first thing I ever bought at Nordstrom, and that was like fancy. We were at like the fancy mall, you know, and she bought me these Uggs, and I thought it would be the equivalent of like driving a Ferrari now or something. I was like, I've made it. Like I got like real Uggs. Like this is so cool, because that was never, you know, I always had nice stuff, but that was like a big deal. You know, I was like, oh my gosh. They really fell out of favor, almost like shameful if you wore them for many years. They're back, not back, but like then, you know, like years ago, the black ones were really cool. And this, now every year there's like a new one that's like the must-have. Now it's like the real super low ones. They have platform ones now. And I'll say, I think these are the ones that you want. If you're like me and you're like, okay, like I'm an Ugg connoisseur, I feel. I have tall ones. My tall ones are upstairs. I would really recommend buying a tall one If you just want a basic pair that's not super trendy like the low ones, or I would say like get a pair like this. These are my very favorite ones that I own. I just love these. They're not too tall, they're not too short. Okay, these are just my faves. And then having a black pair is always a good idea. This is a good height. Again, they're not tall, they're not too short. These are good, okay? I like having a black pair. I have worn out multiple pairs of black Uggs. In college, I think I just lived in these black Uggs all the time. And my friends made fun of me for wearing them. They were disgusting. I love them, okay. But let's talk about like the trendy ones. Now, they have ones that are even lower than this. I feel like the lower you go with Uggs, the more they look like bedroom slippers. Not that Uggs are super like sexy, flattering shoes anyways, but I don't want to look like I'm wearing bedroom slippers. You know what I'm saying? And so some of them I think are just a little awkward. They are trendy. If you see Hailey Bieber or Gigi or whatever wearing them, you best believe everyone's going to wear them no matter how stupid they flip and look. But my point is whether they're in favor or in fashion or whatever, how things look on you, proportions is a thing, okay? Even if you think, okay, it's cool to wear these, or oh, these are in fashion, they still look, things still can look like they are not in proportion or that they look funky. The shorter they get, I find the harder to pull off. No matter what kind of pants you're wearing, leggings, jeans, boot cut flares, skinnies, whatever you're wearing, it's not gonna, the super short ones, whatever. These are minis. They're not the super mini. I'll link, okay? Because there's so many different ones. You didn't have to wear them with nothing. They're not bad, okay? They're just like, hey, cute little short boots, right? They don't look like you're just wearing your slippers, okay? If you're wearing skinnies, whatever, it's enough to where your pants kind of bunch like right at them. Do you know what I'm saying? But not showing too much of your ankle. Not looking awkwardly tall or awkwardly short. I'm into these, you know, and it's just like, what, an inch taller? I'd say if you're someone that really cares about like how things hit with your jeans or how your proportions look or how, and you're not just gonna throw something on like a pair of bedroom slippers or just a pair of shoes in general, whatever, and be like, I don't care. Like, I'm just gonna go and wear these, which I do that with things too. I would say get these if you care about them looking a little trendier and a little more like current, but also that will work with things. These are what you want. I think these are just the absolute sweet spot Uggs, okay? Well, you guys, what else can we talk about? I think we've reached our time here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for everything. Oh my gosh. So I just, again, thank you for voting for me for the LTK Award. Thank you for always supporting and for having just so much fun here. I just feel like it's so much fun, and so excited about everything coming up. So many fun things to share in the future. So many fun things that we have to share together. And I hope that you guys lean into the season in your way, okay? Lean in your way. If you're not a big decorator, if you like things just so, whether you love to go all out and you know, and that's what you like to do for yourself, do it. Do whatever. You know, it makes you feel good. It just, all this stuff that we do and talk about, and you know, even just decorating your home for like holidays and stuff, it's truly like a mental like state. It's truly, okay. It's a mental, like, it just makes you feel good, okay? It's for your mental health, let's just be honest. So anyways, you guys, I love you. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, y'all.